This video is about the accompanying moral code and why it is so important for it to be included, and why, because it has been ignored and the Redeemer bloodline screened out, the true martial arts master bloodline screened out, that the martial art order ends with me, in this world at least. And people are sealed in to hell. People are guilty due to association and analysis. Not only should analysis lead one to the unavoidable truths that I will explore in this video and more, but the associations that they make subconsciously and that their behavior gives away testifies against them as well. So let's start with 4 serious paths to the truth: love, religion, martial arts, and war. Okay. Love, romance, right? And the Bible says the way, the truth, and the life. This is the way to what? The way to understanding the point of life and the way to heaven. These are serious paths. And when you focus on what love really is, you're not going to sit back and let society kind of herd you like cattle and control who you date. When people are controlling the masses of people, they're controlling who people admire and who they have sex with, right? Who they date. What MK Ultra was about, the control of sexual behavior. Look it up. So number 2, religion. Okay. If people are serious, right? These are paths you have to be serious about them to find the truth. So religion, when we look at Christianity and Islam and Judaism, and we look at the ideas of love that are propounded here, the ideas of understanding God, okay, it is not enough to become a participant in these religions and listen to a preacher. That is stupid. We have plenty of evidence of preachers lying and being untruthful. One should doubt the book itself. And one should analyze the ideas that the book is referring to and to understand what points of references you have, historically, currently, etc. So religion, when taken extremely seriously, leads you to the martial arts order, because dedication, discipline, determination, love, honor, true honor, not reputation, but true honor, etc. Right? The martial art principles are a refined version of the religious principles. Okay? The average person cannot attain the same degree of discipline that a martial artist can, nor the intense focus required for true righteousness and the accompanying righteous indignation when the Holy Spirit of God clashes with the world. So religion and love are, when you're serious about these things, they lead you to the truth, and you have no excuse, association, and analysis. Sense, faith, reason, right? How these things are understood and applied. Number 3, martial arts. It goes without saying. When you take martial arts extremely seriously, no one needs to tell you that the hero is the true master. What are you training for? How are you applying these martial arts? Where are you going with this? Now that it has become so obvious that you can't just be inactive, right? And all these Eastern arts in that regard, in terms of who interprets it that way, have failed. You can't just sit there and let the government control your meditative states. They put you in trance-like states with sugars and psych meds and all kinds of things, right? Buddhism is even merged with mental health. It is foolish to sit there and think that you can be inactive at this time and the government won't interfere. I assure you, if you weren't doing things in a way that they approve of 100%, they wouldn't interfere with any major movement, religion, or group. And even the individual, really. So number 4, war, right? Aware. A-war-E. Aware. The alpha war, the true war pointing to God, who the woman would naturally date. Who do you think a Virgin Mary type female should prefer? Some sniveling sheep-like coward? Or the intense sun spirit of God? Why is church on Sunday? Right. Should she pair with the bowl that covers the light? Parable. Set replacing Abel. Set represents the principles of evil. Okay. And the Bible, Bible, okay? Of course, the world compiled the Bible, not God. It is stupid to think that prophets came together and compiled the Bible. Was it inspired by God? Hell, the devil is inspired by God. That means nothing. You have to truly get to the core of it. And this is the difference between the Ebert ninnies, right? The Moon Temple, the Ray with an E, and the A. The A is the alpha. He gets to the core. He's not going to sit there and let you abuse everyone and extract the attractive women and just go along with it. That is a beta stance, and of course beta scramble is beast. So now, I'm running out of time in this video, so let's touch on it. Afro-Asiatic dialect. Why? Because music, civil rights, Eastern martial arts, okay, and intense African war heroes and Egypt, right, make it clear what the principles in the Bible are. Eastern arts direct you toward African martial arts if you truly analyze them carefully and learn the lessons. So if you were to take martial arts seriously, it would lead you to the African as the most difficult opponent due to his mental and physical prowess and the spirit of God, right? Mind, body, soul, spirit. Okay, they roll together. And the brain function, right? You can't be physically effective and focused and strike effectively without having a certain brain function. The amygdala, the striatum, the thalamus, the hippocampus, right? The cortex, the motor cortex, cerebellum, cerebrum, and so on. Okay, gray matter, white matter. You have to have these things in respectable applications, right? In respectable forms, right? So the accompanying moral code, right? Justice before love. Now, the reason why we don't see Western forms of music in terms of white Western forms of music, with all due respect, is because of the word justice. You have to have justice before love. If you interpret honor as reputation and not true honor and loyalty to God and true morality, you're mistaken. If you if you interpret justice as just ice, just the ice people, just the white-skinned people, right? Obviously, you don't have love, you have Luciferianism. Anyone who's labeled a white supremacist could not have love. Racist, rapist, and control freak go together. So let's look at the spectrum. At the top is the martial art hero. Association. When you see someone like me dressed like this, even in this reduced form, you must say to yourself, why is he wearing those glasses? It doesn't go along with the rest of his body. Right? This guy is not a nerd. Why is he wearing glasses? Okay, if you were to see me before I wore glasses, which is the majority of my life, I only started wearing like a year and a half ago or something, okay, you would say, hey, this guy is a handsome martial arts hero. He's not a humble monk. He's out here wearing his uniform. He's carrying himself a certain way. He's walking a certain way, walking with God, moving in the spirit, if you will. Who could miss that? Who could really miss that? So all the attractive females are guilty of association, right? Not making the correct associations, and a failure to analyze men enough to see this guy. But these same females would go gaga, would go Lady Gaga, occult witch bitch, if they saw a celebrity who is a groupie fucking, shallow, corporate pedophile sponsored weakling, a mental midget, a man of little faith, little will, and no morality. How could that be? Well, it goes back to the spectrum of love. These women do not seem to be capable of receiving love and reciprocating it. All they can do is receive the nonsense social norm-based insanity from the society and give it right back to that piece of shit sewer system society, that Babylon, that baby line system, that mist over the ear and eye mystery. So way up here, okay, think of it. I'll give you $1,000 if you can present a viable counter argument as to why, about this spectrum and to how you believe women should respond. Okay, it has to be viable and comparable. Okay, it can't be, well, how about this? It sounds logical. No, it has to be an effective counter argument. Okay, so way up here is the African Horus martial arts hero, way in the sun and the sky god. The son of Ra, the son of the spirit that created the sun, God, right? The core of the spirit, God at his core, his heart, his center, okay? Horus, son of Ra, the martial art hero. Yellow is his true color. White, because he too reflects the sun. His left eye is said to be the moon only because it is the soft touch at night that only comes with the true righteous indignation, the spirit that can call on the resurrective, the forces of resurrection. Okay. So anyway, the martial art hero is way up here. Then way down here somewhere, we have the kind of groupie R&B black guy. Now let's stop for 1 second. Why a black guy? Well, let's look at association. Okay, this is the spectrum of association and analysis of who actually cares about love, who's not slipping into a state of denial and ill-gotten gains, who's not slipping into a state of propaganda bitch and media bitch and so on, right? Marketing fool, marketing tool, okay? But actually, who actually cares about love and has put a special emphasis on love and passion. So way down here, you get Usher kind of guys, right? Tyrese, them and their fans, right? They're trying to get all Usher-like and Tyrese-like. But just like in Tyrese's song, Sweet Lady, he has put a despicable focus on crushing on women he shouldn't crush on. Groupies with boyfriends, for example. R&B, Usher, he's referring to a female that cheated on him, who didn't have the moral quality, the moral worth, okay, to do the right thing. And that's the culture in general. And Usher himself obviously is like a baby-faced pretty boy that never grew up, and most R&B singers are. Beneath that, we have the Rasta music, Bob Marley, okay? Rasta, Ra-stay, right? Ra-stay for I, Ra-staff, airy. Ra's true staff is airy, and they're supposed to listen to the martial art order. He does things in a way to take away from what love truly is and kind of be on this lukewarm level with a bunch of ninnies, right? You know, I want to love you and treat you right. That's not referring to truly intensely conveying love or intensely and seriously making love. Okay. Neither is could you be loved, but these are referring to ways to kind of start to see through the tricks in the system. And that's why you get this culture with dance hall and mad lion, right? The devil's a roaring lion, and so on. Okay. So also when he dies, and a lot of these guys, you know, die, you know, a lot of the heroes die, they get them used to the black guy and his energy dies. So when we consider materialism, music, what blacks are allowed to do, okay, and dating, okay, and how the ICE people, if you will, are dealing in these things to suppress people like me, right? And when all other social control mechanisms fail, they blacklist people like me. So of course, when you go beneath that, right, you go to the country music, right, and the classical music beneath on the spectrum, beneath the Rasta music, the reggae music, right? It's even the word gay, right? Gay, right? It's right there in the word. Okay, you get this kind of, you know, it's associated with slavery, it's associated with oppression, it's associated with Native American genocide, railroading, and so on and so forth, right? So if you refuse to shake that association that you deserve, mind you, that was part of the manifest destiny cowboy culture. And that's a whole nother story for another day, right? The cow, Hathor, okay? The star-spangled cow, Hathor, the star-spangled banner, the American flag without the sun, right? So that they can, in the dark, pan and nap and pass and pacify, and all these things I've gone over, can take advantage of the attractive females who to some degree have been bred to roll with this idea, whether they become conscious of it or not, which is also as despicable. Just because these people have been bred to be brain damaged like the people are willing to take advantage of them doesn't mean they shouldn't submit to the divine order. It means that they should.